where you want it.
Bay 12, please.
Hello there, Transformers fans, and welcome back to another Bay 12 video review. And today we are reviewing the new Transformers Legacy United animated universe, Bumblebee. He's a little small for a deluxe, which, no surprise there, but I think this is another one of those cases of he's still a deluxe despite the size due to the engineering. And he does have a pretty cool transformation, and both his robot mode and vehicle mode look fantastic. Just like the Optimus and the Prowl, I feel very happy about this one. Here he is in the packaging. You've got that open window package. There's Bumblebee. And there he is in his little tiny police car mode. Not quite a Volkswagen Bug. It's kind of reminds me of a Volkswagen Bug mixed with like a smart car and like a Mini Cooper kind of. There's elements of those three vehicles when I look at this alt mode. But that said, his robot mode is fairly close to his animated profile, much like the other two, but his vehicle mode is almost exactly like his animated profile. Anyway, there's that awesome artwork on the front. On the side, you've got some close-up artwork of Bumblebee and some full-body artwork right there. On this side, you've got the Legacy United banner artwork, and on the back, you've got some product shots of Bumblebee in both modes, as well as his accessories, and he comes with his stingers and his rocket boosters, and both are pretty awesome. Anyway, that's pretty much it for the packaging. And here is Bumblebee right out of the box, and like I said, he looks fantastic. Nice and small, but still has all of that detail and articulation. Head is on a ball joint. The neck joint also moves forward and back. Fully articulated shoulders, mostly. You can't do a full 360 all the way around, but you do get pretty much full range of motion, or full range of what I would consider regular motion. So while you can't do a full 360, I would still consider this figure fully articulated because he still has the appropriate range of motion that you would expect a humanoid body to have. In and out, up and down with that joint right there, a swivel joint just below the elbow, single jointed elbows, swivel wrists despite them folding in, and this right here is for the stingers. So once you flip out that other section, you can put his stingers on, which go on at an angle. But once you get them both on, you can put them both together for a bigger electrical blast that Bumblebee can do. And I just gotta say, I really hope that even if we don't get another bulkhead, because like I covered in the Optimus review, a lot of people like the Prime Universe bulkhead for their animated characters more than the Prime Universe shelf, which makes sense because it's closer to animated universe than it is to Prime Universe. I don't need to go into all that. We've already covered that info. But what I'm trying to get to is, or the point I'm trying to make is, I hope we get an animated universe take on Ratchet soon. I know we've been getting a lot of Ratchets lately, but those were all for the G1 universe specifically. Now, I know these are still in the G1 universe because these are the animated characters crossing over to the G1 universe, hence the art style deviation, which is why I would still like to see an animated universe take on Ratchet in this kind of format too, because I think he would look really awesome, and I hope they do him with his little magnet clamps and maybe the EMP generator. That would be really cool too. Or if they want to do like they did with the original animated toy release, include the spot for it, but don't include the generator, and then, you know, release a new lockdown and release the EMP generator with him. That would be really cool too. Just saying. But that's something I hope to see in the future with these animated crossovers. More articulation, you got waist articulation, hips, upper thigh, single jointed knees, side ankle joints, and that is pretty much it for robot mode articulation. Now I mentioned he also comes with his rocket boosters, and just like in the animated cartoon, he's got 2 pegs on his back here where you can put his little rocket boosters directly on, and they cast them in this translucent gray plastic, which is interesting because they were blue and silver in the show. The original Animated Universe Deluxe figure came with them in translucent blue with silver bits on them. It would be cool if they had painted them to match the show, but once again, these are characters crossing over into the G1 universe, so I mean, a lot of the other weapons and accessories for a lot of these other crossing over characters has taken some creative liberties, including doing Energon versions of certain accessories like Skyquake and Dreadwing swords, for example. Those were solid swords in the Prime universe, but crossed over into the G1ized universe, they had Energon swords instead, much like Bumblebee's thrusters here. Now, while you can't fold in the stingers for weapon storage, you can take them and plug them onto the back of his little rocket boosters, which also adds this cool like thrust looking effect, or makes the boosters look even more sci-fi, like he's got like these little coiled tipped bits to propel off of as part of the bottom of the boosters. Wherever your imagination takes you with this is up to you. Regardless, I think that was a pretty cool and clever way to add storage for the stingers and make the rocket boosters look like they were active. And real quick for comparison, here is the G1ized Animated Universe Bumblebee next to Animated Universe Bumblebee. Now, in my collection, I have the Activators line Animated Universe Bumblebee on display rather than the Deluxe. And the main reason for that is while I like a lot of the play features of the Deluxe, like the rocket boosters, having the fold-out stingers, all of those were really cool qualities of that figure. The scaling always bugged me about that figure. And yes, that pun was intended. There they are side by side. So you can see them side by side. And here he is next to the Legacy Evolution Prowl figure that we got last year. So you can see them side by side. And here he is next to the Legacy United Optimus Prime. So you could see them side by side. And here he is next to the Prime Universe Bulkhead. It's nice to see this duo united together. Transformation is pretty simple and fun, and a little bit more involved than the transformation of the previous releases of this incarnation of Bumblebee. What we're going to do is we're going to start by removing his accessories, then we're going to extend this back section just a little bit and untab some things here in the front, bring this section up, and that's pretty much this part of Bumblebee all done. The next big undertaking is going to be the legs, so we'll go ahead and start there. So open up this panel, flip in that kneecap, rotate this around, bring this down, fold in that heel, and then close this panel right here. So do the same thing over here. Open this up, flip in that kneecap, spin that around, put in that heel, bring that down, close that, and then you can just go ahead and peg the legs together. Next, we want to rotate this and bring it forward like so, and then that front of the windshield is going to tab in right there. So there is the upper part and front of the car pretty much all done. Next, we're going to open these little door panels on the arms, fold in those fists, and rotate down, rotate to the side, bring this up, and then just kind of bring all of that back like so. And there is that side of the card done. So do the same thing over here. Open that panel, fold in that fist, rotate out, bring down, rotate to the side, and bring back to where it fits into place. And then we just bring down that rear section. It's going to fit in between those two rear fenders. And there is little animated universe Bumblebee in his tiny, teeny little cop car mode. Specifically, the police captain car, Captain Fanzone's car. So funny that they had the big police captain and the smallest police cruiser, which was also very interesting. My biggest complaint about the figure's alt mode, however, no rear windshield, once again. Should be a rear windshield, should be right about here. And I'm not saying it had to be translucent, because obviously this is covering up other parts, but they could have at least painted it gray. And I would say that's probably the bare minimum. Also, they molded the taillight sections, but didn't paint them in either. So this is another unfortunate Bumblebee with no back paint. Poor Bumblebee. Now, you can put his little boosters on the side of the car, just like in the animated series. And once again, you can leave the stingers on there, and it looks like that it's being propelled forward, which I think is a very cool look for this Bumblebee. And real quick for comparison, here is Bumblebee in his car mode next to the animated Activator's Bumblebee in his car mode, so you can see how close they got, because this isn't exactly perfect. In fact, this is actually, I think, more accurate than this one is in its alt mode, but that's how they look side by side. Here he is next to Prowl, which, I mean, yeah, bike modes, we don't need to get into scaling about bike modes. We could talk all day about how the bike modes are so out of scale all the time, always. Mass shifting, guys. Mass shifting is a thing. And then here he is next to Optimus. So you can see Optimus and Bumblebee side by side. And last but not least, here he is next to Bulkhead. So you can see Bumblebee and Bulkhead side by side. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in to today's review featuring the new Transformers Legacy United Animated Universe Bumblebee. Overall, I think Hasbro did a fantastic job on this Bumblebee. Would it be nice to get a nice, proper animated universe update? Well, we pretty much said that about pretty much all of these, and yes, the answer is still yes. It would be nice. However, this is a pretty great figure. I really like it a lot. So far, I would say this is without a doubt the best animated universe Bumblebee figure, despite the G1izing of it. And I can only hope that in the future, as Hasbro keeps doing these nice updates to characters from their proper universe, G1, Armada, etc., I hope eventually that Transformers Prime and Transformers Animated end up on that list as well, but not in a G1izification type of setting. But regardless, stay tuned for more Transformers reviews. Check out some of our other content, like and subscribe, and follow us on social media. Check out our sister website, CoolToyReview.com, today for all kinds of other awesome toy reviews, videos, and more. And make sure you check the main website of CoolToyReview.com for all kinds of awesome toy news and other toy content. Check out our sister website, Rebelscum.com, the world's oldest and largest Star Wars fan website in the world, not owned by Disney. And in their nearly 30-year-long history, Rebelscum is hosting the very first official Rebelscum Con coming later this summer, June 27th through the 30th of 2024 in the heart of North Texas at the Allen Convention Center. To book your experience today, go to RebelscumConventions.com. Once again, that's RebelscumConventions.com. If you're looking for some awesome figures and merch, come by our physical location inside of Order 66 Multiverse in the shops at Willowbend Mall in Plano, Texas, which also houses Order 66 toys the world's official all collectible Star Wars toy store. And in case you're not local, they go live every Friday on the Order 66 Toys Facebook page at 7 p.m. Central Time, and they ship all around the world. Last but not least, check out our free archival website, collectorsoracle.com, today for a free archival website where you can manage and track your collection like a pro for absolutely free. Now, there's mostly Star Wars figures and collectibles on there for now, but we are talking about adding Transformers at some point in the near future, so stay tuned, and remember, collectorsoracle.com is all absolutely free. We'll see you guys later. We'll see you another time. Transform and roll out.
That's it, man. Game over, man. It's game over.